Hello and welcome to Style Arcade's podcast. We're on episode 7 and we are out and about at North Home. I've got some great guests for you in this episode. We've got Lisa Dawson, interior writer, content creator and author of Resourceful Living. And we're also joined by the co-owner of North Home, Kamil Vangin. And I tell you what, there are so many tips for you to take on board, especially if you might be a little bit scared of interior design, a little bit like me. We'll tell you to throw out the cushions and throw out the rule book. So let's get started. Well, this is great. I mean, what a place to have our podcast, because we're here, we're in North Home. Thank you so much, Kamil, for inviting us. And the great thing is, it feels like home from home, because your wonderful pieces are in our actual podcast studio for Style Arcades.
That's correct, yeah. So we tried with help to style the studio back in Victoria Gate for you, and then make sure that the feel is going to be similar here as well. So we use the same actually, and some of the products are going to be featured in today as well.
I love this, and we're going to talk about the products and we're going to talk about style in a few moments' time. Lisa, it is great to have you here as well.
Thank you for having me.
Know everything there is to know about style. I can't wait to pick your brain. But I guess the first question that I want to ask you, and we try and ask all our guests, is what does style mean to you? Lisa, what does it mean to you?
I think that style is so personal that it's actually quite difficult to say. I think that the way that your home is and the way that it feels to you is the most important thing. So that style can vary from one person to another. Everyone has a different style and there's no wrong style. It's however makes you happy. So to me, style is living in surroundings which I walk in and it makes me feel happy. And that's all I want. And that could be anything, you know, the way I decorate. It could be a side table or a coffee table in a room that just brings a smile to my face. So style is items and creating a home that makes you feel happy.
Oh, I think that's the ultimate, isn't it?
Yes.
Kamil, is that the same for you?
Literally, Lisa just stole my speech. Thanks.
Sorry.
Yes, for me, style is something very personal. Style is your personal touch. So people saying, oh, don't put things together this way. No, don't listen to these people.
There are no rules.
There's no rules.
No rules.
If you want match the most hideous two parts of art or of display units, do it. It's your home, you need to feel comfortable. That's the style. My style is, that's my outfit. I'm most of the time wearing black, but at home, everything's colorful. I never wear black at home because the fluffs, because dogs, because everything. I change to grey, I change to my outfits at home that I feel special. So that's the kind of style as well of mine that I bring. That's me when I'm out. Home is completely different. Home is a Kamil at home, no Kamil at work or Kamil out. And like Lisa said, everything what is styled by me at home is bringing the pleasure and bringing the happiness and the memories as well. And I change it all the time. I change in the shop, not from a style of course, as a shop, as a commercial space, but home is the opposite. It's very personal. It's very me and my partner and my dogs. But that's the life about. That's the space about. That's the style.
Do you know, I absolutely love all that you said there, but what I love more than anything is that I think today we're going to throw that rule book out completely. Like you said, there should be no rules.
No. Absolutely.
And, you know, try these things and go with your gut instinct.
Yes.
What was really interesting there is you brought fashion into it. Do you think, you know, is there a kind of crossover between fashion and like interior styles? Yeah?
It has to be some main thing joining the person with the style at home and your personal fashion. What you're wearing is because you express yourself, what you're wearing. If you feel comfortable, you attract people and attract the looks. If you not dress up and you wear with confidence, then you look like $1 million. And that's about the fashion. And the same with home. You matching their lives together, but they're so different. Because you act differently when you're out, and you're more comfortable when you're in your own space with your beloved one. It's completely different when you go out with friends for drinking, let's say, and then you drink at home. How relaxed you at home? You try always put little face on it, on yourself when you're out, because that you present yourself in public. It's a bit different. Of course you're yourself, but it's still it's different between home and when you're out.
Yeah, I think there's an affinity though between fashion, the way that you dress and the way that you decorate your home. For me, particularly, so it's taken me a long time to work out what my core style is, but basically I'm very, very simple in many ways. So neutral walls, and then I have lots and lots of texture and colour. So on the art, I use artwork on the walls for the colour, and then I use lots and lots of texture in my home. So this rug, for example, is right up my street. Very textural, very layered, love it. But in my wardrobe, I'm actually exactly the same. So I will keep it very plain. I don't have pattern in my home. I'm not a floral person. And it takes a lot for me just to have a stripe. It does. It's a big deal if there's a stripe in my house. And I'm very much the same. It took me a long time to realise this, that I will put on a patterned outfit and I just won't feel right in it. Doesn't suit me. Like any sort of pattern or a colour or like very strong colours don't suit me. I don't feel comfortable wearing them, and it's the same with my house. There's 100% a link there into. I've got friends who are very maximalist, pattern clashing. That's not me at all, and I wouldn't do it in my clothes, and I wouldn't do it in my house. So I'm neutral background, pop of colour. Not today, but usually I would have a red bag, or I would have a coloured necklace, or something which is a pop of colour on a neutral background, and that's very much how I decorate my house. I have many friends who have got so much pattern in their house. They're not comfortable unless they're surrounded by pattern, whereas for me, it's about the pops, it's about those accents and the texture. But that's my personal, that's how I style and that's how I decorate. But, everything is, different for everybody.
So when it comes to trends then, I suppose, what influences you? What makes you take on a trend? Does it have to be something that really catches your eye, or, should we immerse ourselves with these trends that come along just because they are a trend? People get caught up, don't they?
I don't like trends. I don't like trendy words. I like when something new coming up in fashion or in styles. But then with your own style, you adapt from that collection, let's say, something what is close to you, to your style, to your personal needs. So for me, that's the trend. It's no, let's put a copper in the house because everything is copper, like it was a few years ago. I can't stand this. For me, it's big companies having X amount of stock in the warehouses, and they call that as a trend because they need to rid of the stock. Yes, we can go through colors, we can go through ideas. It's kind of with fashion the same thing, but as a personal choice, don't follow trend because I must have. It's more, if from that must have bucket is going to be one piece that I can accept for myself as a new thing. It's nice to push yourself to buy something new or to get something new from that kind of trendy thing, but don't have to. I will never call it trends. I will never call trends.
What's your take on it, Lisa?
So I think, again, like you, I'm not a believer in decorating your home for trend-based purposes. However, I do think that trends are very fun. It's nice to add something new, but I always say to people, if you want to add a trend, let's take, for example, 8 years ago, millennial pink, for example. Whether or not, if you like it, don't go all out, right? Just have a touch of it to start with. Go for a cushion, or go for a lampshade, or something to do with that trend, because the chances are, the problem with trends is that once everybody has got them, they stop being cool.
Because everyone has them.
Because everybody's got them. And it's just, that's just the way life is. And also, again, I will probably keep harping back to the fact that the way that you decorate your home should be based upon what you really love. So having something in your house just because you think it's cool and trendy,
no, don't. It's a big
no. It's just no. Like, you should have things in your home because they relate to you and you feel things about them.
Well, it's like trends come and go with fashion, as you were just kind of saying. And then you sometimes have those statement pieces that you know are never going to go out of style.
And, it's great. Trends are great because they often spark new ideas for you to decorate your house. So they're great, and the high street thrives on trends, and that's how it works. But when it comes to long-term sustainable decorating, you just need to be a little bit more careful when you're considering investment. So there might be a particular, you might love that bright purple jewel velvet sofa this year because purple is the colour, but next year you might go, why did I invest £2,500 in a velvet sofa that was cool at the time? So you really need to dig down into the way that you decorate yourself in order to be able to get it right, and just it's just going back to the whole sustainable thing. Buying because you love.
That's great advice, really is. How did you get started, Lisa? How did this journey for you start with style? Was something, in you that you always kind of were drawn to interiors? Because, now you're an author, resourceful living. You write about interior design. So where was that from?
I actually blame my mother, probably. I blame my mother, I know, because she has always moved furniture around, right? I am an absolute nightmare, and I know that you will be too. I am terrible at swapping things out. I like freshness. I like a new look, not necessarily with different product, just moving stuff to give it a different look.
From room to room.
From room to room.
Yeah.
And is that what your mum did then?
Oh my God, my mum did that for years, and also she always did that. We would come home and the living room would be the dining room, and she'd swap the rooms over. And then when I was a teenager, we moved to Hong Kong. So my parents invested in lots of really amazing Chinese furniture, but they mixed it with Verpan Capiz lights and all that kind of stuff, and they did it in really well. So my mum wasn't in interiors, but she definitely has an eye for it. So I was brought up with lots of different, also with vintage stuff, secondhand. When bamboo was cool in the 70s, my mum had all the bamboo. So I was brought up with a family who were very interested in it. My dad purple flocked wallpaper the ceiling in their bedroom, back in the 1970s.
Wow, that's impressive.
He painted the television unit. That's the kind of thing that they did. So I was.
So you didn't have stone cladding then?
There was no stone cladding. No. No, they didn't shop in MFI. But they didn't spend lots of money. We didn't have lots of money, so they didn't spend lots of money, but they used what they had, and then my mum moved it around the house.
And that's what you've taken
And that's
forward.
what I do, and I've always done that. And then in 2015, we moved up from the south to York because my husband got a job, and we bought this house. We bought this big Georgian detached house, which was amazing. It was that we'd never have dreamt we'd have been able to have a house like this. We bought it, and it was very, very neutral. So I just started doing up the rooms, and I started taking pictures and putting it on Instagram, which at the time, nobody was really doing that on Instagram, because Instagram was the domain of fashion and beauty back then, and that demographic then moved, right? So they got older. So they moved from fashion and beauty to renting their first house or buying their first house, and therefore interiors became really popular. So I was there at the right time on Instagram. So I just started posting. From there I was asked where I sourced vintage stuff and how I did things. So I started writing a blog. So I wrote a blog for 10 years.
That is incredible.
What I'm still writing. Yeah,
absolutely. And I bet
great
over
fun. I was
those
very lucky.
10 years, you've had so many people kind of with dilemmas and come on board and show you pictures. How does that feel when you've made an impact in somebody's life?
I love it because it wasn't something that I ever set out to do at all. The blog was really, I started it because I was being asked questions. And then I moved it over to Substack about 2 years ago and continued Design Dilemmas, which is one of my Sunday posts where I answer people's questions, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it's just so interesting. And also things that you think that you know how to do something, but it doesn't mean that everyone else does. So that's one of the things I always find is that what I think should be naturally doesn't come naturally to everyone at all. So it's really great to chat to, and I love talking to people, and I love helping them sort out their problems. And also I learn a lot as well, because this week I've written about what's I writing about? Oh, fake beams. In houses.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know anything about that, so I investigated it, and now
it's a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
I didn't even know they existed.
Oh my God, it's absolutely fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah, you can have fake beans, but they look amazing.
They're from
PU.
Foam, yeah.
Yeah, they're PU.
They're stunning.
They're amazing, and you would never know.
If
I
you
didn't
use them
didn't know
correctly,
anything
they're
about
great.
it.
Yeah, but you need to use them correctly.
They have to be used properly.
See, I've learned something already. Now,
Yeah.
Camille, you were nodding along when Lisa was saying
I was
about
like,
people
yes,
Very
that
like-minded.
you kind of think that they know and
Yeah.
they don't know. So do you get a lot of that in North Home when people come in?
Yes, that's why. Well, when I started North Home, I have no experience in retail as such with interior design. So for me was showing my style to people. So when I for example go into the shops and I can see products on the shelf like a row of vases or a row of plates, boring. I can't stand this. I don't understand how people can put that together. So when I have my first pop-up in Victoria Gate 2020, I received the stock and I start doing sets on the tables. Set of plates with glass, set of paintings and printings on the wall.
I remember.
And
It's amazing.
For me was, everyone looked at me like, what are you doing? Where's the stock? It's like, well, yes, I've got a problem with space because for me, everything is sets. Everything is created look. So it's a big problem. Where we're gonna keep the extra stock? So now moving in the different buildings and different shops, I figure out how I want to keep the stock. So normally it's a display on the top and the stock is underneath, or stock is in the same floor for people to grab and go. Yes, we might not be grab and go place and we maybe not sell as much, but that's not the point what I do. I style things. When I'm buying things for the shop is, let's say from one collection, I've got a vase that they didn't sell. The 3 other vases from that family sold. And we've got only one, for example, 10 of them, they're still there. So when I'm shopping next time with different brands, I'm buying things around that vase to make sure there's gonna be another look for that. As soon as I do that, these vases keep selling again. So is the people buying what I give it to them, the style and the look already in a shop. We've got customers coming, answer to your question, customer coming and saying, oh, I've got a coffee table, that's my pictures from the house, can you help? And we literally bring doing on till on the flat service, we create a coffee table, the look of that table, and customers buying the whole look. We're adding tweaks, we're adding textures, we're adding candles, and literally after 2 years, the customers coming by and they keep saying to me, we've got the same look. It's like, why are you not changing? Please change. And then I'm taking the picture back. It's like, look, change this. We bought that from us. Do things around. And they're coming back in the month. It's like, oh my God, it's a new vibe. It's like, yes, you need to keep changing. You're going to buy a vase for your, let's say, for your living room. But in 2 days or 2 weeks, put that in the bathroom. The bathroom will need to trinket something, bring to the kitchen. More things around the house. Bring the new life, new energy to the same items, but adding on different ideas to objects already exist in your house or elements. Use the books to elevate. Just style as much you can. For me, it's natural. I didn't know it's not natural with other people, and I'm always asking myself why people come and ask the question how to style. Why they don't have their own idea, and then I literally remind myself it's like my mother. She has no clue. She can imagine and nothing 2D in her head.
She's not listening.
Oh, she's not gonna understand. I love her. She can understand. She see flat in her head. She can imagine like a cube. It's like, Mom, what is wrong with you? So me try to explain to her what I want to achieve with. I helped my parents to build and style the house in those 30 years ago. We moved from big city to a small village. They got the house in the middle of the forest. Amazing. They started building in the 90s when there was massive shortage of everything back home, with even the goods, with concrete or with or anything. Well, there was nothing to buy. Couldn't buy a brick. But then I started doing the design for the inside, like bathroom or bedrooms. My mom couldn't understand. So what I did, I literally make a little miniature for her to understand where things gonna go. So that make me maybe grow with me that I need to explain better to people what I want to achieve. And that's why when I opened my first pop-up, my first shop, was I can't put that on the shelf because that's not me. So I start making little scenes, little pictures of different styles and different ideas. And even though today, like I'm going to shop and I can see something is not right and I'm moving everything around. So I feel sorry for my guys working with me. Whatever they do, I'm happy, please do, but I'm gonna change it anyway. So every day they need to learn what is changed when it's moved, because we need to know what the products are.
That makes sense when you say kind of like your family is what brought that about, because you were doing that for your family and then you created this, and you've kind of created a community in North Home, because it is somewhere where you can even kind of sit down and have a drink as well, and I think that's really, really nice as an experience when you come
and there's
in.
honestly nowhere else that you can get that experience, I don't think. You know, in York, I live in York, and there's nothing which is as amazing as this. I'm unbelievably jealous. You need another one.
Or just come off often.
That's as well why we need people like you, not just places like this, is because there are people a little bit like myself who wouldn't move things from room to room, you know, and I'm sat here and you're saying it and I'm thinking, this makes sense. I can actually move something from the bedroom to the bathroom. Why not? It's like throwing the rule book out again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always say to people, never buy, because everything you buy is an investment, right? You're buying hopefully for life, like you're not going to, or at least for a long, few years. So buy something which you can multitask in other rooms. So think about it. So for example, we're sitting on a rug. So this rug would do, you could use the rug in the bedroom, you could use it in the living room, you could use it in your office. Like you could move it around, and the same with the side tables. You know, at the moment, this is being used as a side table next to a sofa. You could put it next to a bed. You could use it to put a plant on in the hallway. You know, so the idea is to look at what you're buying and you're investing your money in, which is really important, and make sure you can maximise everything that you.
I'm going to be going back home. My husband's going to be like,
"Gonna change everything."
This looks different. This looks different.
I mean, my Simon, bless him. I'm like you, I believe. We're changing all the time. He's coming home like, oh, that's new. But it's taking me a week to notice, because it's so often. Sometimes I swap things around, and then he noticed after 2 weeks, but it's back again. It's like, but that was. Yes, don't worry, there's no point.
So if I'm asking you about your homes and we're talking about those pieces that you've bought, which are the investment, what would you say, Lisa, that you bought in your house that is really a special purchase to you? Or that if somebody comes in your house, you want them to go, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I lusted forever over Ligne Rose Togo sofas, which are basically... No one else likes them apart from me and my family, because it was the older people in my family don't like them because they're very difficult to get up. They're very low. But I've loved them forever, and I was just desperate for one. And I used to pin them everywhere, saved up, and I bought some before lockdown, and I absolutely love them.
There's a pink one.
The pink ones. They're pink corduroy. I've got a set of them. I've now not got enough room to put them all in, and I've had to put one into storage for the time being, but I love that sofa.
If it's in storage, then you could kind of give it to somebody else.
No,
I'm saving it for Greece.
Yes, you're talking about moving to Greece. That's coming with you, right? Absolutely.
I love those sofas so much, and I always, whenever I mood board new rooms, or at the moment we have moved from a much bigger house to a much smaller house, so I'm planning out the spaces. Those are always the first thing I put in, and then I work around them. So I put the thing that I love in first, and then I work around it. And
so
I
it was a
style
brilliant
around it.
investment, because like you say, you can
and it was a big investment, and it's not going anywhere. So,
but like you said, is you put the thought before you're gonna buy a big piece or small piece.
Oh, you think big,
and that's what I try to explain to customers. Think twice. Don't just walk by, I want to spend some money today. It's not that. I mean, it's easier here because everything have a thought as well. When I'm buying the stock, I'm not buying because it's cheap or because it's trendy. I'm buying because I know people will love it as much as I do. So it's really hard for me to choose the products for the shop as well, because now I need to think about big audience of people that there's not everyone gonna have my style, but I need to kind of have the view, like wider view of what we're gonna have as a stock. But again, I'm not buying hundreds, I'm buying 5, I'm buying 3. My supplies change as well. Used to, you need to buy a box. Now you've got minimum spend, which is high each time, but in this minimum spend you can buy only 1 lamp, you don't need to buy 5. And I love that. So when you see something in the shops like mine, boutique shops or small shop, create shops, don't wait, don't overthink, don't be very English. Don't go back home, I'm gonna think, if you need a lamp, you love it, get it. Because there might be no tomorrow. Yeah,
that's also the bonus of shopping in curated independent shops such as this one, because you get something which is really quite unique. Like there's nowhere else that you could buy that lamp, So you get unique products which you can't get elsewhere, and that's really nice, because everybody.
And no one's going to have that. No one's going to have that.
Street.
Well, it often becomes a talking piece, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that is great. And I have made that mistake, Kamil, so many times about not buying straight away, and then I've been gutted afterwards, going.
And it's in your head,
and you don't want I should have, do you?
No.
And then you try to find that item everywhere, and whatever you see, even you don't remember how the items look like, but in your head, that never is going to be correct one, because you're so upset with yourself. So you literally doing the opposite favor to yourself. You hedging yourself of not making decision on the spot. Like we're not selling houses here. So if you come to the city center and then you decide to buy something, just get it. Just literally get it. Because there might be no chance to get the same item tomorrow. Like we're getting deliveries. Some of them is half smashed, some of them not. Everything can happen. Everything what we have in the shop comes from abroad. We have no things produced in UK, because that's the theme of the shop, is Nordic. So we bring everything from Scandinavia. So the way to travel, or the collections that might be end, I'm always pick up the things that they're not normal selling. Like I pick up from the little corner from the websites, and when I'm going to see suppliers, I'm always looking behind the scene, not what's on the show, because on the show gonna be available for everyone. I don't want that. I want something which is unique. It's sitting on the corner there. Someone forget it. I can give a new bright light. I can bring and style on my way.
It's a curation, isn't it? It's a curation of product.
It makes me happy to bring something different.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand.
We're in the world that we've got like big company, big brands like H&M, or you've got Zara Home. They produce millions of items. I like them. Yes, one off or as a gift. But think how much is going to be there in production. When things what we have here is tiny amount, it's hundreds, let's say. Yeah. And that's beauty. Imagine the thoughts behind, make a mold, make a glaze, and sell that in only 100 items. And that's the prettiness. Yeah, you might pay £5 more than in the bigger shop, but the £5 or £10 is nothing compared how pretty and how unique is that piece.
It's nice not to be a carbon copy of somebody else's house, isn't it? Now you mentioned Nordic. We're here in the midst of Nordic style. Tell us a little bit about that and kind of the influence on your choices.
Nordic is absolutely amazing. For me, they are ahead of time and of fashion. The style is very simple, but it's timeless. That's what Nordic is to me. You buy a piece for 20, 30 years and you keep it that, and you pass it to your kids, grandkids. And then now we pick up things from our grandparents, like 70s style. That's Nordic to me. Nordic is not like we discussed with Lisa, I discussed with her before. It's not black, grey and white and beige. Absolutely not. And this is the problem. People who are writing about Nordic, they're writing about the basic colors, what is not true. No. If you're going to their house, if you're going actually to Scandinavia or to Norway or anywhere there, or Iceland, you've got colors. Like, look at what Saran has behind. It's colors, but it's very muted. It's very well put together. The colors are chalk. The colors agree with the surrounding space.
And they're all about, and there's such a misconception about Nordic and Scandinavian style, is that it's all very neutral, grey, beige, minimal. And actually it's not at all. It's not at all. It's all about, look, you can just look around you and look at these lovely, earthy, subtle colours, all the texture, lots of handmade pieces. And that's what it's about. It's about layering, and it's also about pulling things together which you're going to keep. It's inherited pieces. That's a Nordic style, isn't it? That's how
passing the energy from generations.
From generation to generation, and shape, texture. It's not about, a boucle throw. It's not about that. It's about
or sheepskin.
Or a sheepskin, like classic.
It's like every single Nordic wording, I'm gonna have a sheepskin in a basket. Yeah. Like we can do better. It's not that. It's very, I don't want to say English, but it's very generic thought.
It's a trend-based. It's a trend-based idea.
But it's not. That's not true.
No, yes, not at all.
Sheepskins are very Nordic, and they looks great in the great settings. But we have no sheepskin here, and we're Nordic.
No,
because we've done that. We've been there, and shaggy rag, it's like a sheepskin,
Yeah.
but it's a different version.
No,
It's the modern version.
Yeah.
It's changing things in moderation. So if you are gonna get something for your grandparents or something from the 70s style, but add something from today's, add a blue book from Hay, because it's electric blue, or add something pinky, very screen pink, called electric pink.
Yeah.
Add the pieces from today's style with the old combo, with the new, the old stuff from the past. That's the Nordic. That's involving the style between the eras of grandparents, parents, and kids.
Yeah.
And I brought so much stuff from home because they've got I'm not have them in display all the time, but I have a crystal vases when my granny was collecting, but I have a one out when the flowers are on, and I put them in the cupboard because so much crystal is going to be too much. But if you style them correctly, or I've got the mood in my head that I'm going to bring all the crystals out and decorate them for Christmas and stuff, and put the flowers, and then put them shoved back again, because that's the moment, that's the styling, that's what we do.
My friend Kate interviewed Beate Heyman, who is an amazing Swedish interior designer, and that's her exact thing, is that her entire style is layered, inherited, colour, pattern, texture, and that is the Nordic Scandinavian style. It's not the bland, plain, let's all waft around in night dresses.
It's not the grey floor. Because on the grey floor, if you, let's say, renting, it's not much we can do, but you can put 3 layers, literally overlapping rugs and carpets. You can change the look in a second for not much money, no big amount of money. So, and you can take that away with you. But adding the beats, if you walk into the house that everything is grey, then now is a trend in UK, you've got everything grey. You've got a grey floor, grey kitchen, grey walls, grey lights. Why? We moved from magnolia. What was shocking for me as well is yellow.
Oh,
cream.
that went on for a while, Magnolia.
But now it's grey, and think that's Nordic. Not at all. Please change that.
No.
Yes, you can't do much when you rent, but you can add the things. You can cover that greyness.
And I think the trick of it is to keep your base neutral. To get that style, you keep the base neutral. So you look at the bones of your house and you keep them simple and clean. And then to that you can add the texture and the layers, and that is, and the memories and the inherited pieces and the vintage and the new. Mix the new and the old, and that's how I would consider
that's the energy of products. I remember when I went out with my with Simon's sister out, and we have oysters, and I said, I was talking about having memories with items, and then we have the oyster shells, and I said to her, look, the oysters are big. I'm going to use one of them as a soap dish. And she did the same, and then she kept saying to me in the last 10 years, Kamil, this is the best thing I've ever done. I brought something with passion. I make something out of nothing, and I use that, and I always remind me of you, of the idea that from that dinner, she brought that oyster shell and used as a trinket now for even jewelry. And that's what you do with everything. That's what you bring the stick or bring the moss from the garden, from outside.
Exactly.
Do something about it. Put in a beautiful bowl that you buy from us, let's say, and then put that green stuff in that bowl. And you create this, that's your style, that's your creation. And the energy there is insane. It's never gonna go away. It's always gonna be there. And you're gonna be more creative. You're gonna be more ensuring yourself that you can do it.
Yeah, it's confidence. So much is confidence.
Oh, that's the word I was looking for.
But but the whole thing, I think, is creating spaces and focal points and areas in your home that make you happy, and that's what it should be. It should be about making you happy. It shouldn't be about sticking to a particular style or a particular genre. You should just be. You should pull together the things you love, display them to make you happy.
What's making you happy right now?
Oh, my renovation.
We can see that.
Oh, honestly.
It's recent, isn't it? You
So actually the thing that is really making me happy at the moment is the fact that, so we bought a Victorian house, just a terrace Victorian house. The front garden was just abysmal. They found 5 layers of gravel and membrane where people have just piled it on top over the years. There was a massive privet hedge, but behind that privet hedge were the original York rails, the York filial railings, behind the privet hedge. So we've taken it all down, and just this week they've made me a sleeper border, they've paved it, I bought a beautiful bench to put there, and this weekend I'm going to go and fill it with verbena and grasses and rosemary. And that is making me so happy. Very small space, just really little, but God, it's really
What
satisfying.
a find, that railing though. Who would put
I know.
a privet?
Just madness. But the amount of people who do, yeah. So the original, and also the original stone is there. The front door is to still be replaced and the house has got to be painted. But the stone is there either side of the front door and the stone path. And the builders pointed out to me, they're like, look at this step here. And they said, and it was slightly down like that. And they're
From
like,
walking.
years and years, hundreds of years of people walking on that step. And it's
So
actually
beautiful.
like that. So cool.
Well, that's
Yeah.
lovely. That's
I love
the
it.
history, isn't it? It's
That's
kind
what-
of, you don't want to change
No,
that.
no,
There's
no.
so much in
But
it.
It's
people
fabulous.
will do. Some
Oh,
people
people
will
do.
cover up.
It's like ripping original features out of houses.
Same as we've done downstairs. So downstairs was the old
Quite faint.
downstairs
yeah.
was the old butcher place. So the whole there was a meat hall here, and our basement was the place that chopped the meat and sent out. And when we took over when we signed the lease, I said one thing that we need to keep everything as much as possible to give. So the whole shop, the whole store was designed, and the style is drawn from the basement, from that cold at the time, dingy basement tiles. And when you clean up and put a loft there, I brought all the, how to explain it better. So the style on the basement is make me to put the industrial warmth in the whole through the whole building. So that was the main thing that no one even thought the basement is going to be the inspiration. Yes, because what we've done now, we put marble bench, marble plinth there to sit as a bar. So it's connection to that old stones. But the whole building, that's why everything is painted grey as the floors, because that the concrete was downstairs. So everything matching with the original features. It's more moderation, it's more modern.
It is, and also that's a really good example of one of the things I always say to people is look at your room. They're like, oh, we don't know where to start. Look at your room
features,
and look
yeah.
at the features. So you might live in a new build, but you might have a really beautiful big window, or you might have a focal point fireplace, or it might have a really lovely floor. Look at those features and then make the most of them, and that's exactly what you've done downstairs.
Literally, just
Yeah.
if you don't have no idea what to do, just see what's around you.
Yeah.
And pick that thing. Even the view from the outside.
Absolutely, view
Anything.
from outside. Yeah.
There's no space that you should not able to design, or it's hard to design. Yeah, it's tricky spaces, but if you open-minded to see what brings your eye, use that as an object. Use that as a. That's the subject of that. That's the how to say. That's the focus point. The focus point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a beautiful window and it overlooks a really gorgeous field, don't cover it with massive curtains. Put a roller blind on it instead so you can get the full
light,
impact of it. It's just really simple things. It's making the most of what you've got.
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
even if you think you haven't got anything and you live in a very simple, simply built house, you have always got a feature which is going to be worth making the most of.
In your house, because obviously we're talking about North Home here, which is your favourite room then, if we're talking about kind of features?
My garden room. So we've got the house built in 30s. So we used to was a tiny kitchen, and there's a dining room and the living room, the front room. So I'm not a big fan of TVs and spaces to watch. I never wanted TV anyway, but my partner, we've got a TV, yes, to watch. We're not that simple. We do watch. But the garden was used to the dining room. So, it's a view of the garden, it's a French door, and I've got a massive 3-meter sofa. Even the room is 3.5 meters long.
Lovely.
It's nothing, the sofa is a focus point. The room is tiny, it's against chimney breast. So I've got a hole on one side and the half hole on the other side, the alcoves. I don't care. I literally adapt the whole look, and I put the 2 shelves up on one side and it's open space on the other side of the chimney.
It's perfect.
It's unbelievable. People say, oh, it's a holder. I don't care. That's a building. I'm not going to move the chimney.
No.
And I love adapting, adding things to that feature of the room. And the sofa is so unusual and so massive. We needed to ask the neighbors to put the fence down to bring the sofa around the houses, because we couldn't fit in our doorways because it's too big. But that's the thing.
That's
That is a
dedication
bug bite.
for you.
That is literally, because when you're thinking, oh, am I going to be able to get that in my house?
Oh, it's
Again,
always
that
way.
becomes a sticking point, doesn't it? You know, is it going to fit in? Something I wanted to ask you, because I know you've got children like myself, and it's one thing that's always stopped me sometimes, not all the time, but maybe stopped my friends, is, oh, can we have that with the kids in our house? And I was very adamant, you know, our dining table is very impractical. It's black, it's glass, white leather chairs. Everyone went, can't have that when you've got a toddler, because that's when we bought it. But I still got it. But can we still do that with kids?
I have never, I've never decorated my house to suit my children. Ever. And I also,
so I did right.
I've got 3. You did exactly right. Because yes, I mean, here I'm going to sound like I'm giving a parenting lesson, but I've just told them to not touch it.
Doing that.
I know, I'm just like, don't touch it, just don't touch it.
Yeah.
I've never moved things or not had things that they can't, that they just had to learn to respect property and things in the house. I mean, that's pretty much all, you know, I honestly, I think you are still a person with a nice stylish house, even though you've got children, and you still will need to be able to make it look beautiful, and you just need to just stick at it, keep at it, and just have what you want in the house. You know, it might be that having a very delicate glass vase in the middle of the table isn't going to be a good idea with children, you know. But in the majority, it's going to break. But, you know, the majority of, you know, you're talking about your sofa. When my children were small, I bought on eBay, one of my best ever buys, and a Cosy 1980s red leather sofa. It was amazing, honestly. My husband, I bought it on eBay, £400. I made my husband go to get it. It was on Old Street in London. And this guy who'd inherited it from his parents, and my husband had to take it downstairs. It was a big corner thing. I had that throughout my children's childhood, and it's brilliant. You could just wipe it.
Yeah.
Like, so people are like, oh, leather isn't very practical. No, yes, it is.
No, it
really is.
Better than fabric.
Better than fabric.
I mean, leather and wool.
Wool,
The self-cleaning stuff. You don't need to do anything with this. They literally clean themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're all natural. So if you're using the good finish, it will last forever.
You can still have great furniture with kids.
You say kids, but the same with dogs. Like if you have...
Oh, and dogs. But actually, dogs are probably worse.
But if you have a dog, you should not hide the slippers from the floor, because if you're going to hide them, they're going to attack them, they're going to eat them, they're going to chew them. Just keep them there. That's with kids, I believe. I've never had one, but I have dogs. So for me,
you can have some of mine.
So for me, having literally dogs, you need to adapt the dogs to the space, not the opposite. Don't hide things, because they're gonna want to chew them even more, want to grab them even more. Of course, you need to be conscious about the puppies and stuff. But when you decide to have another member of
whether
family,
it's a dog or an animal, I agree entirely with that.
You just
dogs can be a nightmare. I have a dog; he's terrible.
And you've got a cat.
Yeah, and a cat.
Love it.
Yeah, I've got no hope as well. I've got dog, 2 kids, but it's Well, I'm going to take your advice. Definitely going to take your advice on board.
Stick with it. Yeah.
You know, they're not little forever, and
you will fix it if there's a problem.
And then you'll be left with your lovely, nice investment pieces.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now let's talk about the future for you guys. I mean, author of Resourceful Living. Are we going to get another book? Are there any plans for you, Lisa?
Not at the moment, to be honest. I'm concentrating on, I spoke about my Substack. I started that a year and a half ago, and I absolutely love it. So I write on there. It's kind of like a book in a newsletter. Does that make sense? So I write about all sorts of stuff, and I do that 3 times a week.
Love it, absolutely. Yeah, and Substack
really
is such
good.
A big thing right now.
Oh, Substack is good. Yeah, I keep telling all my friends, get onto Substack. For me, it has the feel of, I mean, I was on Instagram at the beginning of, like yonks years ago. And when I first started on Instagram, my husband was going, what are you doing posting all those pictures all the time? Like, you're always on your phone. My kid's like, get off the phone. I was like, you wait, one day this will be worth it. Anyway, now I'm like, haha, I told you so.
Over 250,000 followers.
But then, I feel that Substack has got that same feeling. For me, it has that same element of excitement about it because it's new. Mm-hmm. And we're used to looking at photographs, scrolling. But this is the same platform, but you're reading. Mm-hmm. And finding stuff out, and you're gaining knowledge. And I read an article the other day where it said that people on social media they're not there for just the quick fix. They're looking to learn something. They're looking to gain information now because, we've been through that mass scrolling demographic thing. Now you want more. They expect more. So I think that Substack is going to be super popular.
Totally, I agree. I think it's as addictive as podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I'm
But
terrible.
podcasts aren't going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
No, oh, no, no, no.
No.
Kamil, for you, any collections, anything that you've got your eye on? What's next for North Home?
Well, the new collection just started from other suppliers, so it's exciting time. Always this time of the year is really good time for to build excitement and to discover what's going to be next from them, because we've got around 15 different brands in here, so everyone literally showing casting the goods and the collection now. And again, it's not trending, it's the collection for the brand, and that's what it's about. So HK just launched the new collection, which is absolutely stunning. And for me, that's the future, to see the new collection. We'll see what I'm gonna take from that collection and merge with the style in North Home and bring it to the house in here and then display that, to have that chance to see the collections together and then create my own look, the North Home look. That's what I want to do, and that's my future forever.
Do you know what? That gets me very, very excited. I cannot wait to see some of the new pieces. But before I let you go, as with every podcast, we like to end with quickfire questions. Are you ready, Lisa and Kamil?
Go.
Okay, right. First question. Neutrals or colour pops, Lisa?
Colourpop.
Colourpop.
I thought you would be together on that one, especially with things that you've said.
Answer all the same questions.
Okay, this seems quite apt because we're here on a sofa. Sofa cushions, the more the better, or keep it minimal?
More than better.
Well, I would say in the middle. You know,
Oh yeah, don't overlap.
No, don't overlap.
I mean,
I'm not
this is great.
This is how I do my cushion. So I don't, the whole overlapping or the, like where you have them all
and then
dominoed.
People
no.
doing this, they're
Yeah.
just,
And chopping.
Please don't.
Let's not discuss chopping.
There's no piece of bread. We don't chop the cushion.
No.
Style them, throw them as you use them. I hate styling. You walk to the summer house and you've got this 55 cushions on the bed or 55 on the sofa.
Yeah.
You don't know where to sit.
No.
That is what I was going to say.
No, that's not what I'm saying. A lot is support your back, use them, have one where you put your head on your face.
A practical number.
Yes.
Yes, a practical number,
and the
but
practical
not
look.
excessive.
Yeah.
I have stayed
Never chopped.
I've stayed at somebody's house and it literally took me ages to get into the bed because I had to take
Oh.
off all the cushions and then in the morning I had to put more back on. I was like, this is exhausting. I love this cushion, by the way.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Colour pop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
next question. Baskets or built-in storage, Lisa?
I'm built-in storage at the moment, for sure. I love a basket, but I'm just moved to a much smaller house and I need to maximise every inch of space. So over every doorway, I am building storage in order to be able to hold the accumulation of things that I've built up over the years.
Do we agree on this one?
Well, yes and no. I would say both.
Yeah, I love a basket
because
too.
we collect stuff. So we need to hide this somewhere. We need to put it somewhere to change the seasons. You've got your winter cushions and you've got the summer cushions. Where are you going to put the winter ones? In there. Where are you going to put your blanket? In the basket. So I would say both.
Yeah.
I love using things to storage things, like little baskets or little boxes that you feel things that next to you. Like we've got a beautiful a magazine rack that is not for magazines these days, because not many people have a print copy of magazine. Put your laptop there. Put your cushion there that is on the way. That you, for example, you don't need on the sofa when you sit down. Use the storage for different reasons and different ways.
Yeah.
And that's what I love.
That's a good tip.
I needed a pen today, definitely. I'm going to go and listen back to this podcast and go, oh, right, okay, write this down. Finally, if you could raid one shop for free, apart from North Home, which would it be?
Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Liberty London, I think. I have to say, Liberty London, everything beautiful.
It is a beautiful
Give
shop.
me a shopping trolley and it's perfect.
I will agree with that, but then I've got another, I would say two. One of them is Bailey's Home and Garden in Oxfordshire. I'm going to send you that link. Insane. The designs themselves is a barn, so it's 5 different buildings joined together with a beautiful modern look with the concrete, and the style is amazing. It's very, very country house, very cottage style. but you can find things there. You can find the book there. You can find the flowers there, plants. You can buy decoration for it, but they're different.
That sounds beautiful.
Oh, it's an amazing place. And the other place, what I love is my friend's antique shop, which is the Chris shop, antique shop that is in Knaresborough. In Knaresborough. And the collection, what they have is not just the furniture, it's the loft there behind. He's got the eye of picking things, picking sculptures, picking heads, or picking top from York Minster. They've got that to sale, that you can buy a top from the roof.
That's amazing.
And this is place that I feel love, I feel passion, and that's the shop to shop for me. Shop that doesn't follow the trends and collection, follow the personality, the feelings of the person who putting the collection together, putting the products for audience to look at it and to buy, and that's the shop for me to go.
Well, that is what you've created here with North Home. It is clear. Talking as well to you both, I have really felt the passion, and you have totally inspired me. I'm going home and making lots and lots of changes.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Move
for
that
being
furniture
our
around,
guest.
Michelle.
I am moving that furniture. I am getting the rug. I'm getting the cushion. Oh my gosh, my life has changed.
Very good.
Just thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being guests
Thanks
on the
for having
podcast,
me.
and thank you for watching and listening. It has been great to chat today here in North Home. Don't forget, if you haven't seen any of our other podcasts or listened to them, where have you been? Do go and listen to them. They are all on where you stream your podcasts, and of course you can watch the visualized podcast right here on YouTube, and do follow us on @StyleArcades podcast on Instagram. Until next time, stay stylish, and we will love you if you give us a big thumbs up or even 5 stars. Take care. See you for now.